Alright, so I recently heard that Jamie Foxx is going to be Spawn in the new Spawn movie. Personally, I don't have a problem with this. I love Jamie Foxx. I'm from the 90s and I loved him in Living Color, this old black sketch comedy that was on non-basic cable because I was a poor white kid. Don't get it twisted because of my skin color. So I watched the poor white comedies. Jim Carrey was in it too, back when he was funny. But so I'm actually pleased to hear this. Now, what I'm not pleased to hear is that Spawn is not going to be a main character in this movie. I'm giving this movie a chance. I want to say that because I want to be an open-minded person. But the fact that they're not going to be including him much in the movie, why would you even call it Spawn? This to me is like a sub-series movie. It's not even an actual Spawn movie. I mean, the movie's called Spawn. If you're not going to put Spawn in it mostly, then don't call it Spawn. That's just how I feel. But I just wanted to tell you guys that, like, as a film critic, it is important to be open-minded. You know, I don't want to be a cynical asshole like most people. And I am giving this movie a chance, even though I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. Leonardo DiCaprio is also going to be in this movie. From what I understand, he's going to be playing the main character, which is going to be Twitch, who is a police detective. If you've read the comics, you know who that is. Or if you watch the animated series on HBO, then you know who that is too. But all I can say is, you know, the pressure is on because it's been a while since there was a really good superhero movie. I mean, personally, you know, everyone loved Avengers Infinity War. I probably won't. I didn't see it. I just don't care about Marvel anymore. Marvel has upset me far too many times. And the SJWism, it's completely pushed me away, unfortunately. I no longer want anything to do with Marvel. And I'm starting to feel that way about DC too, unfortunately. So it just seems like for me, you know, shit like superhero movies, it's just, I mean, unfortunately, it's all dead to me, you know, unless there's a new company that can take things over. But really, it's just, you know, like I said, being from the 90s, it was so different back then than it is now. And, you know, I wasn't even a huge fan of the original Avengers, to be quite honest with you guys. To me, it was just bizarre, like the way they made it into something that seems sort of like political or like, you know, I guess dare I say Illuminati, you know, kind of not really, in my opinion, what a superhero movie should be. But you know, it's to each their own. If you like the Avengers movies or Spider-Man Homecoming, then that's your own business. But I just wanted to detail on this that yeah, Jamie Lee will be playing Spawn. I haven't seen a whole lot of movies with Jamie Lee in them, actually. So I really can't comment on him as a movie actor, but I mean, as a TV show actor, I love Jamie Foxx. He's the best. You know, he's just, he seems like a really solid dude. I'm pleased to hear that. So that at least gave me some hope for this movie, knowing that Jamie Foxx will be in it. And look, I mean, I'll be honest, I do like Leonardo DiCaprio. It's just, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about him now. He seems like he might sort of be in with the SJW crowd, possibly. I'm not entirely sure, but I mean, is that guy even relevant anymore? Like, when has Leo DiCaprio even done anything, like, relevant? You know, besides that one movie, that Matrix-like movie, Inception, which I've never seen, honestly. I've never seen Inception. It looks like a decent movie. I'm not going to hate on it. But for one reason or another, I never watched it. I watched a little bit of it, but I probably just didn't give it a chance. But honestly, I just wasn't feeling it when I first saw it. But so I really can't comment on it as a whole. But I'd be interested to know what you guys think of Inception. Also, what you guys think of this new Spawn movie coming out. That's really all I got for you guys. Short video today. Who knows? Maybe this will just break boundaries. Maybe this Spawn movie will open up, you know, a segue to other superhero movies. I just wanted to briefly explain why I love Spawn. The reason why I love Spawn is because it's dark, but there's still substance to it. There's a lot of dark comics these days. I mean, a lot of comics these days are shit, quite honestly. But Spawn was always, it was separate from the rest. Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, is a genius. And, you know, it's unfortunate that he really hasn't done anything that relevant in the last decade or so. But, I mean, I'll give it to the guy. You know, the Spawn series is truly amazing. And to create a series like that, I believe you have to be at least somewhat of a genius. And I believe that he is. I mean, I really think he did an excellent job with the Spawn series. And like I said, you know, it's dark, but there's still substance to it. There's still a good story. It's not just mindless violence, and that's what I really like about it. Also, I'm a spiritual person. I'm a Christian, and I think it's cool, you know, seeing a demon who, how should I say, somewhat still has a soul, you know, who wants to do right. A lot of people, when they see Spawn, they just think he's evil. And that's what I used to think too when I first found out about Spawn. Like, okay, another evil bad guy. But he's really not evil. He just wants to, well, most of all, he just wants to get out of hell. Like, he doesn't want to be a demon. So that entirely creates a new, unique message to it. And I think that's really cool. I love the Spawn character, I really do. And I love the Spawn animated series. It's actually free to watch on YouTube if you care to watch it. It is very dark. I'll let you guys be aware of that. I know I talked about substance and things like that, but there's a lot of gore and violence. So if that's not your thing, then definitely do not watch it. And also, I would advise you to probably not watch the movie because, I mean, I'm hoping, and I'm hoping, this is terrible, but I'm hoping it'll be a complete bloodbath. Like, I hope that they'll just completely throw away censorship, but I know it's not going to happen. But we'll see what happens, though. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, the funny thing about Spawn is Deadpool reminds me a lot of Spawn in some ways. And I'm not exactly the biggest Deadpool fan. In fact, I made videos where I gave him some pretty harsh criticism. But I've somewhat learned to like him, and Deadpool sort of has that same edge that Spawn has. And, you know, he's also, you know, he can throw down some shit. He can get mean and dirty. So it's interesting comparing Spawn and Deadpool. They do have some similarities, but then again, not so much. I mean, they are different. But Deadpool's white eyes, if you guys don't know, that pretty much, if you look in conspiracy theorists, you know, they say that means that they're like dead, like they're possessed by Satan. And I think that's interesting. Even in the Ninja Turtles, if that's the case, and they're possessed too, because the original comics, they had white eyes. So that's pretty interesting. So just an interesting fun fact for you guys. That's what conspiracy theorists believe. You know, I'm not saying it's true, but it's interesting anyways. So cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.